Hi, you reached Kelly Land, Manager, Human Resources with Workplace NL. Please be advised I'm currently away from my desk or on another call. If you wish to leave a message, please do so after the tone. Should you require immediate assistance, please contact Danielle Walsh at 778-1127. Thank you and have a safe day.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Calling there reminds me of calling the Liberal Party. You can call as often as you want, so nobody answers the phone ever. It's quite funny, isn't it? People who have no facts usually avoid situations. Anyway, I'll get back to the root of my call. Again, my name is Charlene Blake. Again, I'm recording it. Again, this will go on social media. Now, it's factually able to be proven that when Dustin had his reoccurrence, especially on August the 5th of 2019, the focus 100% went on the loss of earnings that he had. And since that time, there's been continued evidence that that is all that was focused on by the staff members. There is a report in there from Ian from a physiotherapy clinic in Corner Brook that said it was a tough call, and he didn't really sound too confident about Dustin being put through the CBOR program. But what did the caseworker do? She said, "Oh, that's okay. We'll put him through it anyway." There's been removal of his physiotherapy and his chiropractic treatments, even though the pattern shows that he needed it. There has been absolutely zero talks with Dustin about safe and early return to work, um, or what it would look like for him, even though there was, lots of discussion about the actual injury that he has and what work would look like for him. For example, when he went back to work at St. Anthony Seafoods, he it didn't take long and he was back on a cane walking. If he had had proper, safe, and early return to work conversations, then that wouldn't have happened. It would not have happened. There was so much pressure on him to go back to work because of the three times that he was um, closed of his claim illegally, because even though he still had an extreme loss of earnings and he was actually exempt from the 85% and the maximum compensable assessable earnings, he just got cut off completely because of employer's notes on his file, which is not even legally allowed to be there, because his employer called in and said that they felt that he wasn't entitled. So his employer even decides that he's not entitled to something. Excuse me? And then he gets cut off because his employer has an opinion? What happened to the law in that case, Kelly? Where did the law go? I thought you guys were making decisions based on laws. His employer should have been told, "You have no right to have any say on what this injured worker is entitled to or not. You don't have that right. The law says he's entitled to benefits for his loss of earnings as long as they exist." And guess what, Kelly? Dustin has been at a continued loss of earnings since August the 5th of 2019. There is no legislation that supports his claim being closed or anyone's claim being closed ever as long as a loss of earnings exists, especially if they are not able to find a job to replace all of the loss of earnings, or like even a portion of the loss of earnings. They are still entitled to the loss of earning compensation. If you guys want to use the maximum compensable assessable earnings, then you still have to compensate based on any loss of earnings that he has or any injured workers have, even if they're making money and there's
You are
still a loss
approaching
of
the
earnings.
maximum length for a recording. Finish your recording after the tone.
However, it is absolutely despicable that no matter what, like I get slack for discussing the loss of earnings, yet you guys get no slack for ignoring all of his medicals and focusing on cutting him off from his loss of earning
You have reached the
compensation.
maximum length for a recording. To send this message, press pound or hang up. Your message has been sent. If you would like to try an extension, you may do so now. Goodbye.